Okay, another day, another buck 298. So, the agenda for today is I got to break all this down, pull the mock motor out, pull the A-frames out, get everything off it, work my way through here with a wire brush, clean up all the welds and any area that has heat affected zone, and clean that right up with a wire brush. Get all this cleaned and ready for paint. I've also got to add a few more riv nuts back here. I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little plate that goes through here, this area, and I'll mount my fuel pump, fuel filter, and regulator on that. So it's kind of up in there and protected. Should work out pretty nice. Make a slick setup. And I will get going on that. Now, there's been some developments. Yes. Bought another truck yesterday. I bought a 57 3100. So now I actually have VIN codes for a 55, a 57, and a 58. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to build the 57 on this chassis just because it's a little cooler than the 55. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. I could go either way. I've got choices now. Now, the new chassis, as soon as I get it back here, it's over at a friend's house right now in the trailer. I'll do a little walk around on it, but it has a straight six, fairly good running straight six, but it's a GMC straight six, 270, I believe. So I'm gonna take a look at that, see if I can't figure out, maybe I'll just build that one up as stock, or maybe I'll build it up with another one of these. Tell me your thoughts, but that's the next project. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. The frame looks good, the chassis looks good. The cab needs some work, as they all do, but the bed on it was immaculate, so that's the main reason I bought it, and I'm going to use the bed on this chassis regardless of what I do. So, got some choices, not really sure what to do with it yet, but for right now it's just going to be a trailer queen until I get this one done. So, I might just, put it together with what I've got for leftover parts and flip it. Just flip it as a stock rig and, a stock project. Or I might build it up completely as a running driving rig and flip it that way. I don't know. It's got some really cool bias ply, old school white walls on it. And a little, half moon chrome hubcaps. It's really it's got some style to it, is what I'm saying. So, we'll see. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. The big thing is it had a lot of parts I can use for this, and it gives me choices whether I want to do a 55 or a 57. So kind of leaning towards the 57 now, got to be honest. So we'll continue on, get this going today. I really want to have this in paint tomorrow. That would be my ideal circumstance. Then I can get this ready to go. Get it back over here, start building it up, and then get it off the rotisserie so I can get my life in order, get everything put away for the winter. That's a big challenge right now, is just the amount of stuff I've got to get put away before snow flies, and it's cold right now, so it isn't long away. So anyway, first thing I'm going to do is strip down that front end, then throw some riv nuts back here. I'm also thinking I want to put a couple riv nuts up here, maybe for the fuel vent bracket, although that's not extremely high off the top of the tank, but I do need a vent filter and a rollover valve. So I'm going to get some of that going right now, and I'll bring you back when I have something to take you through. Okay, so I got my extra riv nuts in. I've taken everything off the front end. So one thing I do realize is because I'm doing the gas tank in the rear, which Russell hates, I am going to have to get my fuel line up through this area somehow. Obviously the rear end's here, there's a lot going on under here. So rather than just trying to snake it over, and I think my bottom of my bed's gonna be fairly close to this surface, so I don't wanna just lay it over the top. So I just drilled a couple holes in this channel, and I'm gonna run a little conduit through there for the fuel line to run through. And that's just, I like to do that because it seals the channel back up. There's no water getting in there. I'll weld these right up, and it's just something I like to do. I sometimes do this with brake lines too, if I've got a challenging area to get through with a frame. I'll just weld a little conduit in there, put the fuel line through it, brake line through it. Then it's retained. It's not going to get pinched. It won't get cut, anything on the rear end. So just a super safe way to go. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to weld this up, tack on my riv nuts that I've installed there, in there. And then I will be ready to clean up this frame and get it ready for paint. Then I got to clean out the paint booth, which is going to be a mission all to itself. But good, you know, onward and upward. All this stuff takes time, so put in the time. Anyway, getting ready to go here. I'm gonna just get the TIG fired up, tack all this, the riv nuts in, tack this in, and then weld this right up nice. And then I'll cut off the excess. When I'm doing stuff like this, I like to leave the pipe hole and then just cut it off with the grinder after, with the death wheel. That way, I don't, you know, if it's an edge here, this tubing is fairly thin and it'll just start to burn in on the edge and it'll just look like crap. So doing it like this gives me a little more thermal mass to do my TIG welding, and then it keeps it nice and clean, and I can just cut it off smooth and sand it flat. Okay, let's hit it. All right, so I rolled the frame up on its side, and I did this first. So I got everything I could from this side. Work my way down through. Now I'll flip it so it's just right side up, do the top everywhere I can, then flip it the other way, and then final one will be fully upside down. And just been hitting it with a couple different types of wire brush. The old cheek poker, this one, definitely likes to throw the old needles at you. And then I've got this one for getting into tighter spaces and area where I need a little more detail. So, it's been going pretty good. Took me probably 45 minutes to do this side. And you can see most of the heat affected zone is gone. I find that if I just work it until I don't see any heat affected zone, then I've kind of got it to where it's as good as it's going to be, and get rid of any smoke from the argon or flux or whatever you want to call it. You know, every once in a while you'll see some brown powdery film in there. Just get that out of there too. Got a couple little spots, like I got to grind this down flat here where this tab came through, so that the sway bar bracket's not fighting with it, right here. And then I'll continue on. I'll just flip it and keep going, flip it, keep going, and bring you back when I'm done. All right, that's it. This baby is prepped and ready for paint. So, first thing I gotta do tomorrow is clean out the paint booth. I got a ton of crap in there. Get that all out, get this ready to go in, get the heat on. Hopefully by lunchtime I'll be ready to squirt some paint. So, yeah. This is a good project. I'm very happy with how this is coming out. This should be a very nice, well-performing chassis. Looking forward to trying this out. So, anyway, here we go. I'm going to probably call it a night for tonight. Just go down and hang out with the dog for a while. My wife's traveling this weekend. So, he's been alone all day, so go down there and hang with him. Kind of worn out anyway, so we're in good shape. This is everything nice and clean now. All the mill scales off. Everything should take paint very well at this point. Again, I'm going to hit it with epoxy first anyway, and then we'll hit it with the chassis paint. So I've got to go through all my notes tonight and make sure I remember how to do all this. Ooh, that might be a pinhole. I should weld that up. Well, I got it right here. Anyway, yeah. That's about it. I will see you tomorrow. All right, it's paint day. Got the chassis in the paint booth here. It's up very high. I didn't really worry too much about cleaning, as you can tell. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is hit this with a white epoxy as my base coat primer. It should be pretty much ready to go. I think I've got everything cleaned, and anywhere where I felt like I had any residue or oils, I wiped it with pre-paint prep. So I think I'm good. I'm gonna just slowly work my way around this, kind of hit the hard spots first in the middle, and then I'll come back and hit the sides, then I'll roll it over, hit it again. So that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna try to set you up over here with the camera, and unless it gets too foggy in here and the camera looks like it's gonna be in jeopardy, then I'm pulling it. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's hit it. Okay, so this is the product I'm using, the DTM white epoxy from Summit and the epoxy catalyst. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I've already got my epoxy in the cup. Now I just got to hit it with the catalyst, get it in the gun. I try to mix like 2 guns at a time. I think I should be able to do that in 2 guns. I'll know more after this shot, but we'll see. I'm going to try to do 2 coats of the epoxy. I've only got the 1 quart, however. I do have another quart of black if I need it. If I get desperate, I'll hit it with that. But anyway, gonna get going with this and see where we end up. All right, I won't be able to talk to you through this process, but you'll be able to see what's going on, so follow along. Shit. Damn. All right, got to stop for a minute. I had fish eyes all over that piece. I'm not sure if I didn't hit that with enough wax and grease remover, but I got to hit the rest of the chassis one more time. All right, I've wiped it all down again. Let's see what happens here. It was still quite dirty. I didn't do a very good job apparently, so let's hit it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, quite a bit of contamination over here still. I fucked this up. And I'm just making it worse. Holy shit. Wow. What a nightmare. Okay, I'm just going to flip this over and keep going because I got no choice at this point. I'll probably have to sand out a lot of this, but we'll see. Well, that will confuse the runs. Wow, this is horrible. Jesus. Wally's boy? All right, let me show you the mess I'm into here. It just started to fisheye like crazy. Apparently I didn't get all of the, didn't do a very good job of getting all the grease off it. It's bad. I got Sharpie bleeding through. That's on me. I rushed this. I should have done better. So here's what I gotta do. I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop this right now. Stop the bleeding. I'm gonna let this set up good and hard for at least a day, maybe 2. Order some more epoxy and be ready to do this right. I'm gonna sand this down, just scuff it up, specifically any areas where there's still fisheye showing through. Scuff it, get rid of the runs. I got runs that I could cut off at the bottom. It's like Uncle Dave. It's bad. Look at that. Look at the top of that bracket. It wouldn't even take paint. So I don't want to top coat this the way it is because I see no reason why the top coat wouldn't do the same thing. So I'm going to order more epoxy. I'll just let this sit here and bake in this room. I'll close up the vents. It was better. The second coat went on and didn't fisheye so bad, but it's still like that there was pretty bad the first time. That's when I decided to stop immediately, but the second coat kind of filled it in. But it's still bad on this side. This is horrible. Okay, so we're gonna stop. We're not gonna keep pushing through. I'm just gonna end up with a bigger mess to clean up if I do. So I am going to stop there, let this harden. Then I'll come up, hit it with some sandpaper, block it, get rid of some of the runs, order some more materials so that the next time I hit it, I've got half a chance of success. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looks pretty good, but when you really look close, there's just too much defect here. There's too many runs. There's too many areas that apparently I just screwed up. So I'm gonna leave the heat on, let it bake, continue to run like this for a while, and then either I'll probably come up and check it again this afternoon, but that's gonna be it for this segment. I can't keep going, otherwise it's just not gonna get any better. It's only gonna stay bad. So, yay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come up, flip it over, sand it, clean it up good, get it as receptive as possible, and then hit it with the top coat. I will say though, this epoxy is evening out over time, but it's still not good enough. I've gotta get it to grip better. So my bad.